Hello and welcome to the show your parents, the PTA, and the asleep don't want you to hear. The Helios blog. Today, Piers Morgan annihilates the woke brigade for 22 minutes. This should be a hoot.
The reason she's alone is because she's difficult.
Women are not accepting the bare minimum.
Women fuck men they respect.
All the women who say things like, I'm strong, independent, I don't need no man, like, y'all impress me.
Women just gaslight each other and say what they want to hear.
With defining it, like what is a man? Like, why do we need these arbitrary?
A man is a male adult human, and that's it.
Right. Okay. I don't know that we need
these are just biological facts, but they're just facts. They're not arguable points, are they?
But I think we
biological facts, but no, we have to argue against it, guys. That's very important. We cannot have any straight definitions, guys. No, that would be horrible. We can't have biological arguments for things. No. Has to be social construct arguments. Social constructivist only.
We have a right to self-identify, and you said
as
you
what?
want to.
As what?
If you'd like to be a woman, you can identify as a woman. I don't know why there is such an issue around.
We've literally just seen a male rapist use that scam to get himself put into a female prison where he could attack vulnerable women inside a female prison, when even his ex-wife said it was all a scam.
Which is a terrible, very distressing, isolated incident. And
yes. Isolated. Right. So, what we want to do is totally fine. And that's just a little exception. Nothing wrong with it. Yeah, okay.
It's easy to take that and say that means that no one can identify as a woman, and
but
that's
not an isolated incident, though.
But it's
42% of trans-identifying prisoners in prison are in there for sex crimes. There's actually an advantage, evidently, to identifying as a female because they never identify as male because somehow male prisons seem less appealing to them. It's really weird. Anyway, but
is it limitless, this self-identity?
It's not totally limitless.
What's the limit?
When you're talking about International Women's Day, I don't know why we take the conversation around International Women's Day and make it about this.
But if anyone
there's so many
that is what it's about, because you want social constructivism. And social constructivism is destructive for society. Congratulations.
But if anyone, according to you, can identify as a woman, anyone can, right?
I don't see a problem with
just literally put their hand up and say, I'm a woman.
But it's not an easy thing to do, to go out into the world.
Pretty easy thing to do if you're a psychopath trying to take advantage of vulnerable women, right?
It's very easy.
You might think it's easy to say, but to decide to do that, to say
what
this
does
is
doing
who,
it involve?
Whatever that person decides, but to
Does
go
it
out
involve
into the
makeup?
world and say, I don't identify as perhaps the sex I was born as.
So why can't I identify? Okay, why can't I identify as a black lesbian?
Well, firstly, I mean, it was.
I'm serious. If I can identify as anything without any need to prove I'm actually what that is, why can't I on International Women's Day say, I'm Piers Morgan, I'm a black lesbian?
I think taking it to a kind of absurd status.
This is how social constructivism needs to be responded to, with jokes. I like that the other girl on the panel is just like, this is absurd. Like, this is that is what it is. Right, I mean, what they say is this social constructivist, wokeist, womanist crap is just a crap test. And if you respond to it how you're supposed to, cocky and funny, agree and amplify and so on, it goes away. And again, because men have lost their masculinity, because they keep getting crapped on by girls and taught from a young age to be these weak, submissive losers, that's why it perpetuates. Right? And that's what's led to the moral decay of Western society, right? This is the way to respond.
I think that's what,
about quite a
with respect, I think that
change.
you'd already opened the absurdity door by saying it is limitless. You can do what you like. Anyone can say, I'm a woman. So I simply ask you, why can't I?
I mean, this point kind of ridicules trans people to an extent.
Actually, I think what you said ridicules trans people, because actually people who go through the full process of transition, who actually go through what we used to call a sex change, which I don't think you can muck around with original biology, but those who actually go through surgical procedure over a number of years, I've got great respect for that very difficult journey they go on. I have zero respect for people who just wallop their hand up and go, suddenly, I'm a woman and I want all the rights that a woman has, and I want to compete, say in sport, I'm a 6'4" athlete, sprinter, swimmer, whatever, who's competed very mediocrely in male sport, I now want to come in and crush women in swimming pools and in sprinting events and break all their records, perhaps irrevocably, just by saying, I'm a woman. I think that is the...
Yeah, it's taking advantage. I'm inclined to agree. Again, this social constructionist crap breaks down where? At the biological level, right? When the rubber meets the road, that's where it falls apart, right? When push comes to shove, bam, falls apart. So why should it be used? Well, what, so to make some people feel better? That's the problem here.
Absurdity you were talking about.
No, but can you imagine you coming to our restaurants and then you get some people coming to your table and trying to disrupt your evening? It's abuse.
I am going to start running into vegan restaurants.
That's fine. Go for
just
it.
Shouting and being annoying
right to
and
protest,
grabbing
Piers.
tables and so you can't eat your gruel, and just see how you lot like it. I'm going to go to
Piers.
your house and chop paint all over it.
Piers, you've got a right to protest. Oof! You've got me another one.
Take it off your bingo.
Fantastic.
Take it off your bingo, son.
But where's the salt? Where's it?
Hilarious!
Any of this gruel, let's put that
Fantastic.
to one side, but I will have a bit of steak just to...
In front of the vegan? That's actually hilarious. Okay, Piers, that's actually incredible. I didn't know he did this, but that's hilarious. So, guys listening on the podcast, so they have a guy who owns like a steak restaurant, and he's complaining that these vegans come in and they complain, oh, you're hurting animals, la la la, and saying it's a word, right? And then the vegans like, oh yeah, you're welcome to protest with us. Yeah, again, at this point, that's a mental illness, right? That's not a choice, right? That's a mental illness when you're like, oh, not only do I make my own choices, but I'm going to impose on you exactly what I do. And if you don't agree, I'm gonna go into your restaurant. I'm gonna ruin your day. I'm gonna effectively assault you, right? Although it's not called assault, it's actually called harassment, and you can be charged, you can be fined for it, right? But apparently it's okay when it's a vegan doing it. Yeah, that's absurd. So anyway, so to protest, they're both eating steaks in front of his face. Let's see how he responds.
You see, all you've achieved is you've made me want to do this. Just eat a lovely...
absolutely fine. You go for it.
Do you know how many steaks he's had from my restaurant?
Yeah, a lot. But here's my point. I love eating steak. I'm not going to stop eating steak.
Yeah.
And the very last thing on earth that will stop me eating steak is people like you with your pasty faces running into our restaurants telling us to stop eating steak.
We took
Literally.
LGB and then we added LGBTQIA+++, and then we included men who dress up like women and mock women like influencer Dylan Mulvaney, and then a lot of American conservatives just said, listen, we've had enough. It's okay if you're proud of your sexuality, but why do I have to be proud of your sexuality? That's where you lost a lot.
Indeed. That's put very succinctly. Yeah, indeed.
A lot of folks, and we're starting to...
That at that point, it's what? It's policing of language, right? You must curtail to us. You must make mention of us. You must be impressed by us. You must agree. Sounds like 1984, doesn't it?
Well, firstly, I'll say Dylan is a trans woman. Dylan is a woman, so you got that wrong. And secondly...
Disaster.
Dylan was a gay man until last year. Hang on. Dylan was a gay man until last year.
They've transitioned, they're a woman. I think that we lost people right at the beginning when gay people were dying in the streets because no one was looking out for us. So actually what we're doing right now is just... I wouldn't even use the word celebrating. I think pride is a protest.
Is it a bit too much? In other words, do you want to...
What does that mean? What is too much?
In other words, I think with every campaign, bringing people with you is really important, right? The moment it looks like it's just over the top, like it's everywhere you go is pride. Do we need to be that exuberant about it?
Are you blaming gay people for that? I mean,
no.
It's not our fault the companies...
Honestly, I don't care what sexuality anybody is. I don't think most people do anymore.
Right, so what is the problem then? Why are you so...
The problem I think that Piers is implying here is that it's that thing that Tommy Laren was saying, which is and when I say I mean Piers, I must celebrate you and not my own choices. I must celebrate your choices. I have to say and do what you want me to do, or else I'm bigoted.
Triggered
Here's
by a flag. It's a rainbow flag. You mentioned Regent Street.
I'm not triggered by a rainbow flag. I'm triggered by the fact that everywhere I go for a calendar month, everything has to be a rainbow flag. And
well, I'm triggered that everywhere I go for the entire year, everything has to be straight. Why is straight everywhere?
Because you are the minority. That's why. It's, again, one is the exception to the rule and one is the rule. Why should the 99% have to curtail to the 1%? That's the argument being made here. And actually, it was the case, right? Before, the 99% had to curtail to the 1%. The 1% was the king and his friends, and you all have to kiss the king's ass. And if you don't, you can get murdered, right? That was the old system. Then they came around, they're like, no more kings. We're doing away with all that. That was the French Revolution. No more of that. Liberty, equality, fraternity. But now, we're on to the new level. If you don't say what my religion tells you, you need to say. My religion being womanist, wokeism, social constructionism, la la la. If you don't say it, you're in big trouble, mister. Bad man. Bad man. Lose your job, lose your bread, lose your income, lose your life. Because you didn't curtail to my preferences, my choices. You're a bigot if you don't do it.
Straight flag.
Why am I constantly
Where
getting
is
straight
my
people?
straight flag?
Straight people holding hands in the
When
street.
have you ever seen a straight flag?
Why has Mickey Mouse got a
Tell
girlfriend?
me one straight flag
Why
hanging
are you
right now
pushing-
anywhere in the world.
Why are straight people
Where
pushing
is the straight flag?
identity
Where's the
onto
straight
me?
flag?
Everywhere.
Where's my straight flag?
They're not pushing it onto you. That is a natural proclivity. Biological proclivity. They're not pushing it onto you. It happens to be the general trend.
It's never been a straight flag.
You're a straight flag.
If you don't mind me asking, how much do you weigh?
Look, I'm not going to talk about numbers because the thing is, when you...
Well, I think you should.
Disaster! By the way, guys, this guy looks like he weighs 3 times what Piers weighs. And Piers is overweight, too.
No. The thing is, if I give you the number of how much I weigh, it's going to be all
600 pounds.
over the sun, all those trashy newspapers tomorrow morning. I don't need it. Don't need it.
Well, you don't need it. You're on TikTok every day
thing
showing
is-
us how big you are.
Yeah, and look,
And you're proud of it.
No. There's a difference. There's proud, and then there's just being positive in my own skin, and that's what I am.
Right.
I'm not proud to be fat.
Would
I'm
you
not
accept?
proud to,
Would you?
Disaster. Yeah, okay. Let's have a semantic argument over what you do.
Accept that by medical definition, you are morbidly obese?
Look, if that's what medically you want to call it, then call it.
Well,
It's
no,
fine.
you
It's
know
fine.
your weight, I don't.
No. But that's, yeah, you could say that. Yeah.
Right, so here's
You could
my
say
issue
that.
with this body positivity thing. People shouldn't be celebrating being morbidly obese, in my estimation.
But that's
because actually, it is a dangerous condition that causes...
Yeah, you're going to die in 10 years. Congratulations. Well done. Let's all celebrate. Let's all hold hands and sing Kumbaya.
Causes many people to die.
Look, you've got a fair point. It is dangerous. It can lead to dangerous...
Can. I don't think you understand how bad your situation is.
issues which could, diabetes and so on. And that is an issue. But we don't encourage gaining weight. There's a difference between the videos you just showed on the screen and what we're
George,
talking about now.
You're doing this, these TikToks are all geared to you.
You're in...
This guy's showing on TikTok he's 600 pounds, he's eating a whole pizza.
Showing people encouraging eating food. I'm just saying, wow, look at the pizza. Look, it's from Costco. It's nice.
No, you're not. You're not.
That's
you
what
are.
I'm doing.
Sorry, George.
That's what I'm doing.
You are glorifying scoffing.
It's called taking the piss. That's what it is.
Well, maybe.
That's what it is. It's having a laugh and not taking yourself too seriously.
Why is it funny?
Because it is funny. You know it is funny.
It's
you had a
not
little
funny.
smirk yourself before.
I actually don't find this kind of thing funny. I think
come on.
I actually think it's quite sad.
Let me.
I actually think it's quite sad. And in fact, he's, again, It's just like what I said with Michaela Peterson, and just like I say with Hassan, and so on. I think it's shameful for a person who's an influencer to use that influence for bad. That's what he's doing. He's an influencer, and what he's choosing to say with his message is destroy yourself. Now, again, there is such a thing as free speech. And yes, we shouldn't ban what people say. But at the same time, why do we glorify the bad and talk crap about the good? You know what they say? It takes 10 times the amount of work to refute BS than to create it. Well, why is everywhere that BS is spewed in the streets, it's celebrated? Like this crap. Why is that?
It's comedy.
Let me bring him.
It's satire comedy. Well, maybe. You know it is. You know it is. You know it is.
No, it's not, idiot. It's teaching people to do bad and monetizing off it. It's literally the sin of gluttony and pride and greed. 3 of 7. Congratulations, buddy boy.
I've been an actor for 13 years.
George,
George, damn right I know how this industry works.
George, let's bring in Riz, who's chuckling away because you find all this terribly amusing. Riz, you supported Just Stop Oil. No one at Wimbledon today supports Just Stop Oil. They just think you're a bunch of idiots. I know you weren't there today. You were shouting at the Royals up in Scotland.
Sorry, I don't know what they're talking about. Let's see if we can get it from context. I'm actually having trouble understanding what he's saying. It's funny.
Why do you support this kind of protest that we're seeing at all these sporting events?
I heard Just Star Boyle. Just Star Boyle. I don't know what he actually said.
Oh, I'm not sure I've completely condoned that. And to be clear, I'm not speaking on behalf of Republic today. I speak on behalf of No More Royals. But absolutely, we are protesting in Scotland. And Piers, you're gonna, you've just been going on at these guys at Just Stop Oil about why are you disrupting ordinary people?
She's an anti-monarchy campaigner. Well, the monarchy, it's a constitutional monarchy. It means they have no power. They just have money that they've made because they used to be the rulers of the country. And the reason why they don't have power anymore is because of the French Revolution, because people got their heads cut off. Nowadays. 300 years ago. Or, you know, a little bit less, technically speaking.
And why don't you target the right thing? And we've been doing that, shouting at the king.
Why do you support that method of protesting? Why don't you come out and condemn Just Stop Oil, like Trevor Nielsen, who was funding some of this stuff before, has suddenly realised the penny's dropped, it doesn't work?
I'd like to talk about coronation, because it's but to respond to that question, we're in a climate crisis. It's horrible.
Ah, another idiot. Again, it's like these people are all copy and pasted. Like, you're all idiots. Why do you just repeat what every university professor that supports wokeist, womanist, wokeist, environmentalist, social constructionist, zero capacity for critical thought. It's just, let's take Hassan's beliefs. Hassan Abi, bam! Control-C, Control-V. Look, there's another one. And they think it's okay to do. You're an idiot.
I'm terrified for my future, and Just Stop Oil
Congratulations, you've been brainwashed to axe your life on some bullcrap that's never going to affect you in your lifetime. And then what? I'll bet she doesn't believe in having children either. You're an idiot.
One of the only groups of people at the moment who are doing anything about that. But as I say, I'd like to focus on the issue.
Well, I'm sure you would. I'd like to focus on what's just happened because it's indicative of a summer of protest by people who think that they can convert people to their cause. Even if people are inclined to do so, we're now at a point where you can tell from the audience reactions at these events, they literally want to garrote them. And what worries me is it is going to lead to bad situations.
It's going to lead to full-on violence.
If this carries on, because people are just going to take the law into their own hands.
Sorry, that's stupid. Sorry, I
Well, you
actually
don't have to
don't
keep
know what to
swearing.
say.
No. You're the idiot, not Piers here. You don't understand that you're a useful idiot for a cause that doesn't care about you. For people that don't care about you. You don't understand that. And because you don't understand that, you're being used to your own detriment.
Riz, with
Do you want to
respect.
talk about the protest?
Riz,
yeah,
we don't-
my
you don't-
apologies,
you don't
fair
have
enough.
to keep
Do you
swearing.
want to talk about the protest,
Yeah.
or do you want to say that protests shouldn't happen and we should all suck it up and deal with it? Because that's easy.
No. I think that protests should happen against what you do. Social constructivist, wokeist, womanist, environmentalist, hogwash. That's what needs to be protested. We need to return to normalcy again. Because right now, it is insane what is happening in the world. In the West. And do you know what happens to unstable countries? They get toppled. First world unstable countries become second world ones. Read your history. Why did the Roman Empire fall to the Germanic tribes? Well, because it wasn't able to hold itself together. Because it was a disaster. Because it was riddled with insane policies. And so on. Okay, let's continue.
Easy for you, right? Like, you've been dealt a pretty good hand.
I believe
So
in
have I,
peaceful
by the way.
protest.
But I actually care.
I believe in
Okay,
peaceful
so
protest.
do you
I
want to
don't-
talk about the peaceful protest today?
I believe
then?
in
Do you wanna
peaceful
talk about it?
protest. I don't believe in wrecking ordinary people's lives as they're going to work, as they're going to hospital, as they, on some cases, going to funerals. I don't think that when they pay
Cool,
for
yeah.
sporting events that they maybe save money for all year long.
That's fine,
they
because
should have
neither
those. They should
Republic or
have
No
those
More Laws
ruined.
did that today. I'd love
They shouldn't
to
have
talk
it
about
ruined by a bunch of.
Let's talk about it. There was Republic up at one end who were a massive crowd, far bigger than any of the monarchists. I mean, the streets are pretty much empty. I haven't had a chance yet to look at any of the coverage,
yeah,
but I think
sure.
you'll see that because there is pretty much nothing going on the monarchist end, and the Republic demo is enormous. And then there's No More Royals, who did
Useful idiots.
the banner drop, chanting, can I swear? I just did. The king, feed the hungry, because that's what we want to talk about, right?
You know what?
This
You know
is
what, Riz? For a
outrageous.
very-
They've done this.
You know what, Riz? For a bright young woman who's getting a very good, expensive education, you do behave like a complete foul-mouthed idiot. You don't.
I agree entirely. And actually, I disagree that she's getting a good education. It's clear that she's not. It's clear she's a brainwashed idiot. Like, universities used to be the place you go to become wise. Now it's a disaster. This is where you go to become a useful idiot. A literal puppet sheep. How could I possibly recommend going to such a place? Like, you can just tell. Find the women's studies student. Find the environmental studies student.
Don't do yourself any favours. Why do you think coming on a show like this and just repeatedly using the F word, why do you think that makes you look any better?
Yeah, I did apologize for that.
You've
I
done
did
it 3
apologize for that
times.
in advance, but
3 times.
that was what we said.
3 times.
Yeah, F the king. Yeah, I'm happy to censor it.
It's not an invalid argument, Amelia. That there, you know, in all sport, you're going to get some people who are physical freaks, if for want of a better phrase, like Michael Phelps, who literally could do this, and it's normally the same as your height or something, isn't it? The span, and he had 6 inches extra, massive hands, right? Obviously, can help him, and huge feet, I think, as well. What's your response to that argument?
But biologically, they're still the sex that they're competing against. You know, at the end of the day, reducing a testosterone level is not going to cut it, because women are so much more than a testosterone level. You know, physiologically, you know, periods, whole other discussion.
Well, that is certainly not
and
to be.
You know,
yeah.
like we're so much more than a testosterone level. So just reducing a testosterone level, at the end of the day, I mean, it's not going to change the physiological differences. 'cause a lot-
It does change it, but the problem is that men have more than just that as a physiological advantage. It's like, okay, how would I explain this with an analogy? It's like the damage has already been done, as it were. The Y chromosome in development, right, starting at however, you know, from birth, makes the man develop makes the fetus develop into a boy. Then, as the boy ages and enters puberty, let's say 12 to 14, or it depends on the person, maybe older, it depends, releases a ton of testosterone, and that affects the percentage of how crisscrossed the bone is, the size of the muscles, and so on. The way the bones form, the way the shoulders form, the way the muscles connect, and so on. It's just different. And because it's different, you don't get the same biomechanics. It doesn't even matter if you take some supplement to reduce your testosterone. All of the biomechanics favor the X male, let's say, because they're not X male. They're still XY, right? The XY taking testosterone reduces, right? But a man has what? 40 times the testosterone of a woman? It's a lot. Anyway. I could be wrong. I don't remember my numbers exactly. You tell me in the comments, guys. Okay, let's end the video there. Hit the like, hit the sub, hit all for notifications, drop me a donation like Hunter M, Adrian R, Tom M, Bobby, Dylan, Renaissance Press, and Brian. Shout outs to you, most recent Patreon subscriber. Thank you. If you want coaching, message me at theheliosblog@gmail.com. Book a session. Buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. And my Patreon is patreon.com/theheliosblog. Thank you so much for listening, guys, especially if you listen to the end. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.